Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode with Emmy's vlog on consistency. Yeah, I'm so grateful to every one of you who has followed us till this time. It has been a whole lot of experience for me in particular, and I know it has been for you also. Yeah, today is the last topic, the last series, the last episode on consistency series, and today's topic is how to be consistent in everything you do. Yeah, aside the fact of how to be consistent in life, how to be consistent in your reading your book, how to be consistent in writing, how to be consistent with your work with God and your daily life, how to be consistent in speaking, how to be consistent in writing, how to be consistent in life, how to be consistent on in general. Aside all that, yeah, we have to know how to be consistent in everything we do, because this one will encompass everything we've not talked about, like every other thing on consistency. Yeah, so before we get into today's deal, to my returning subscribers, we really appreciate you, and to those who are just joining us for the first time, thank you very much. Yeah, do well to subscribe and hit the notification bell below so as to know when we upload new videos, and also to get the previous videos from this series. I'll put the link to all in the description bar. Do well to check it out. Thank you. Yeah, today we're talking on how to be consistent in everything you do. We've said we've given different definitions, different speakers have given different definitions on what consistency is, and I'm sure you've gotten a lot from it. And today being the last episode, well, I would love you all to tell me in the comment section what was or what is your take home point from all we have said. Yeah, thank you very much. So on today's deal, how to be consistent in everything we do. Yeah, I'll be giving you some points and I'll explain them in detail. So number one, how to be consistent in everything you do is you should develop consistent habits. Yeah, I know I've said this in some of the videos that were uploaded on consistency, but for emphasis sake, this also has to come up again. You need to develop consistent habits. If you're looking for ways to be more consistent in life, the first thing to do is to develop a consistent habits, because we are not robots. Human beings are not robots. We have this tendency of forgetting things, and for you to be consistent, it's an habit. If you say you want to be doing something at a particular time, okay, you want to be calling someone at a particular time, it's also an habit to be calling that person. So you have to always be consistent in doing that. And before you build habits, it takes time. For some people it takes years, for some people it takes months, for some people it takes days, for some people it takes just time, some people weeks. So just know who you are for you, know the type of person you are, know how your body system works, know how you react to things and all like that, so that you would know, okay, this time duration I'll be able to use it to achieve what I want to achieve and build the desired habits I want to build, especially when it comes to consistency. There are ways at which you can start this consistency thing, like for building a consistent habit. I'll give you these ways. There are 3 ways actually. So number 1, I would say you should be realistic to your goals. Number 2, you stick to a schedule, and number 3, you would use reminders. So let me explain them in details. Number 1, be realistic to your goals. It is certain that if you don't know what you want to achieve, if you don't know what you want to do, you will not be consistent. It will be very difficult for you to be consistent in achieving whatsoever you want to achieve. So that's why you need to be realistic with your goals. Create workable timetable for yourself, not imaginable timetable that would not work for you. Don't use another person's time to create your own time. Know what works for you and go for it. That's what I mean by create realistic goals. That's what I mean by be realistic in your goals. First thing to start with is it's one step at a time. Yeah, that's the only way you can be realistic with your goals, by taking it one step at a time. You know that you want to, for example, those who wants to save up for a year, and someone comes to you and challenge you, oh, let's save 100k for a year, and you be like, oh yeah, I can do it. But you don't know, you don't check your income. You just jump on it without checking your income, without knowing what is coming in and what is going out. Unlike the person that came to you and is ready to do that, the person can even beat that 100k even before the end of the year because of the income the person is getting. But you, maybe you're a person that you still collect stipend from your parents, or you don't collect stipend but your monthly salary is a minimum above 20,000 or above 30k or above 50k, as the case may be, and you have a lot of things in your plate. Why the person that is bringing this suggestion to you has multiple streams of income? How do you expect to cope? The balance is not there at all. So for you to be able to meet up to this, you need to set realistic goals, yeah, and start little by little. When you want to achieve a goal, little by little. So when you want to say, okay, for the saving aspect, for example, you can start with 50,000 for a year, and if you surpass that 50,000, fine, you keep moving. Or if you say, oh, I want to save 100k for a year, and there's this inner thing that will give you pressure no matter how, when it's getting towards the end of the year and you are not even averagely where you want to be, then you will start getting pressured and a lot of things will come in, and depression, because the person that challenged you might be far above you. So in all these things, don't run with somebody else's pace, don't run with somebody else's time, run at your own pace. Number 2, stick to a schedule. Yeah, so in order to be consistent in whatsoever you do, you need to plan yourself. You need to know what you want to do every day. Like me now, before I sleep every day, I plan what I want to do the next day. I know that, oh, the next day I want to do this, I want to do this, I'm going here, I have this assignment to submit, I have this job to do. And by so doing, you know, okay, when to wake up, when to start your day. But if you just sleep and start the day like anything comes, sorry, you will not be able to be consistent, and you will not be able to achieve your goals at that pace. Some people ask me that, how do I do things? I juggle between a lot of things, and yet I am still consistent. Yes, because I plan my day, I plan my time, and I also give room. Yeah, this too. When you are planning your time, when you are planning your day, also give room for unforeseen circumstances, because definitely it will surely come. Definitely, especially for someone who lives with their parents or their guidance, or they don't have their time to themselves. Plan for unforeseen circumstances. Like what I do, I plan ahead and I tell my parents that, oh, tomorrow these are the things I want to do. Are there any things you want me to do, so that I can put it into my plan? And sometimes, well, you know how our parents are. Not all the time they tell you what they want you to do the next day, and not all the time they know what they want you to do the next day. It just comes. So I plan that, okay, between this time and this time, I'll have it for my personal work. Then between this time and this time, for general, my parents, friends, then other time, then I cannot do juggle between personal work and other work. That's how I do my thing. And some people will be like, even though I'm living with my parents, they must respect my decisions. It is not done like that. Most times, you don't find it easy. By planning your schedule, like I've said, you plan ahead, you plan your day. Either you write it down on a paper, in your phone, in your calendar, your planner, anyhow you want to do it. Just make sure you plan ahead, so that you will know what to do at a particular time. By so doing, you would know what commitments you have time for and you do not have time for. Because when you plan your time, you would know what you can accommodate and what you cannot accommodate, so that when someone comes to you and tell you, oh, I have this thing for you and I want you to deliver it now, urgently, ASAP, you'll be able to tell the person that I'm sorry, I have things scheduled, can you shift it to this time? Settled. And if the person said no, then you tell the person that sorry, I can't help you. Don't say because, oh, is my friend, she's my friend, this person is this to me, do you know what this person has done for me? You will now inconvenience yourself, or you will now drop your own stuff for another person. I'm not saying it's bad. There are times when of course you will have to do it, but be wise at when you are doing that. Number three, use reminders. Use reminders. And like I said, consistency is building an habit, and it's a new thing that you're just building yourself for. Your system is just getting accustomed to it. So you need to build yourself, and you need to set reminders. You need to use reminders. You put on your phone, set reminders on your phone. My sister told me about this calendar reminder that you do on phone and to remind you, or you set alarm clock, and you put what the time is for. So when the alarm starts ringing, you see it, oh, time for this, and you do it so as to be consistent. Yeah, so it is very easy to forget when you are getting accustomed to something. It's very easy. Trust me, it's very easy to forget. It's not easy to remember. It's very easy to forget. So what you do is, if you are living with people, you would tell people that, oh, by this time please remind me to do this. You tell more than one person, oh, call me by this time, I want to do so and so and so. Oh, do this for me. Or you use this color notes, this sticker that they put, you just stick it around everywhere to set reminder that when you see it, like strategic places where you go to, you put it there and you say, oh, this time I want to do this. So whenever you pass through that place, you will know that, oh, this thing is for this. When you see these stickers everywhere, you know that it's for this. Moving on, number 2 on the list is handling mistakes in your routine. No matter how hard you try to be consistent, no matter how vast you think you are, you will surely make mistakes. It's inevitable. Mistakes come. No matter how super being you think you are, no matter how whatsoever, no matter how mastery of that thing, even habits that you've accustomed yourself to, you still make mistakes. Sure. So now to talk of habits that you're just building, of course there will be a lot of mistakes. So that's why you have to handle mistakes in your own routine. It's okay to make mistakes. Always tell yourself that, because there are some people that when they make mistakes, they beat themselves to it, and it gives them depression, it brings them down, they look them down on themselves, they look at themselves as not being worthy to do anything. No, it's not so, dear friends. It's not so. I've been in that stage also where I made mistakes, and when I was also trying to be consistent in what I was doing, I made mistakes and I was so bitter at myself. I couldn't raise up to it that I could make such mistake, and I was so down. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to even think about it. I didn't want to talk about it. But a friend of mine told me that that's not the best way to handle mistakes. The best way to handle mistake is when you own up to it, when you talk about it, when you find ways around it to curb that mistake the next time it happens. Talk to someone about it, and you get ideas as to, oh, next time do it this way, next time do it that way. By so doing, you will feel a lot better. You know this mistake of a thing, it's so funny that even the most organized person makes mistake. That's why I would always advise, or I will advise that when planning, always plan mistakes along with it. Yeah, you get me right? When planning, always plan mistakes along with it. Just assume or imagine it that, oh, what if this happens? What would I do? So that you will know what to do when you make mistakes. Know that. And the most amazing and interesting thing about making mistakes is when you know how to curb it. That's the most amazing thing about it. And when I learned that, I found this peace within me that, oh, when I make mistakes, there are ways immediately. I just devise another means as to how to do that thing, not just dwelling on it. When you dwell on your mistakes or your past mistakes, there is no moving forward, and by so doing you can't be consistent, because you keep beating yourself, you keep diminishing yourself that no, I can't do this, no, I can't. Why not remove the C in the can't and leave it as can? Then you know that yes, you can. And you know, most of the time, the most mistake people beat themselves over is when they don't keep to a promise, or when they don't keep to promises. You'll be like, oh no, my reputation is spoiled, and this and that. Well, quite alright, yes. But when you make mistakes, when you break a promise, try to amend it. Try to give that person reasons to still trust you. Don't give excuses when you make mistakes. Own up to it. Because when you give excuses, there will be an iota of doubt that, oh, this person is not worthy to be trusted. But when you own up to it and apologize and give the person another alternative as to how you can keep to your promise, then there's no how. The person will still keep trusting you. Trust him. Also, don't say because, oh, I've said it's okay to make mistakes, then at every point in time you keep making mistake and all. No, it's not done that way. There are times when unforeseen circumstances happen and you just make mistakes. You break your promise, you don't keep to it. It's okay. But there are times when it will be so glaring that these mistakes can be avoided. So at every point in time, even when you plan for mistakes, always try to avoid those mistakes, so that on the long run you will not regret having made that mistake. Number 4, get plenty of sleep. I've said this in one of the videos I made, and also this consistency series. Get plenty of sleep. Find time to sleep, find time to rest, find time to meditate, find time to relax. Life is not a do or die affair. I'll repeat that. Life is not a do or die affair. So get plenty of sleep, get plenty of rest, relax, meditate. We have just one life, and it is not enough for you to just work yourself out and end up spending all the money you've been working for in the hospital and coming back left with nothing. No, we shouldn't treat our body as though it's trash. We shouldn't treat ourselves as though we are accountable for nothing. We shouldn't treat ourselves as though we don't have meaningfulness in our life. We shouldn't treat ourselves as though we are nothing. No, our body also needs rest. Our body, our minds, because they are the tools that are used to channel out the work that we are doing. So when you don't give yourself rest, when you don't give the body rest, it will tell on you. When you don't give the mind rest, you will not be able to think straight. Because if you must be consistent, then it requires energy. When I say energy, you are growing an habit, and for you to do this, you set reminders, you plan your day, you do a lot of things. It's sapping energy from you. Even thinking alone takes energy. Reading alone takes energy. So you need a lot of strength. When you've exhausted your energy, you need to sleep, you need to rest to regain them for the next day. Some people work themselves out, and I wonder how they get time to rest. Some people tell you that they don't have time to rest. Some people tell you just 2 hours is enough for you. No, 2 hours is not enough for you to rest, because on the long run it will surely tell on the body. It will surely tell on the body. And rest is, as they will always say, good health is underrated. The only time people appreciate good health is when they fall sick, and they now start remembering times when they can do whatever they want to do. Because when one is sick, there's no how you'll be able to walk, there's no how you'll be able to be consistent in doing what you are doing. At that point, your life is on a full stop. And to avoid those things, like I said, they are avoidable mistakes. in life, and there are also unavoidable ones. But always make sure to avoid every mistakes in life. Always make sure to avoid being on the sick bed, so that you don't spend all your income in the hospital. Number 5, give yourself time to change your mindset. You are building an habit. I'll keep saying this, and it is not going to be easy. Or so to say, it is not easy. It's not easy to build an habit. It is not easy to get accustomed to something so easily. If it was a child, we can say it's easy to an extent, but we as adults, we are accustomed to something, and for you to change that, it will take a lot of time. I mean, a lot of time. So give yourself time to change your mindset. There are things that have been inculcated into you by yourself that you've seen as your daily routine, but this consistency thing is coming, and you want to up your game, you want to see it to finish. Then you need to change your mindset. You need to embrace positivities, you need to embrace negativities as well, because there are some times when in the midst of possibilities, negativities also come along, but you need to know when to say no, when to say yes. You need to know when or how to curb negativities. You need to know how to go about it. You need to know what to do so that your negativities don't overshadow your positivities. You know, on this consistency thing, on this consistency journey, this consistency series, I've said it before that you will not see results so easily. It is not something that, oh, I want to fill this bucket of water and just put the bucket on the tap, it will get full in your presence. No, that's not how consistency is. When you want to build a house, you don't build it in a day. That's how building a habit is. Yeah, just like building a house. Just like building a house, you take it step by step, one day at a time. You start with the foundation, and on and on and on until the finishing is done. Just calculate the time they used to build a house. Then you will know that building consistency, building habits. Like I said you should be realistic. In being realistic, you need to be persistent, because persistency helps your consistency. Yeah, you need to be persistent to be consistent. It takes approximately a month to build an habit before it accustoms to you. That's on the average level. But for some people, it takes more than a month. It takes years. Just know who you are, know what works for you, and work with it and run with it. Then your consistency journey will be a smooth and jolly ride. Trust me, I've been there. It wasn't a bed of roses. It was a roller coaster journey. So I will not sit here and tell you that, oh, consistency is one thing that you need to jump on right on, because soon at the snap of your finger it's going to work out for you. No, it doesn't work that way at all. And I won't come here and tell you it works that way when it didn't work that way for me. No, I won't. I'm here to tell you the facts and factual thing about life, and how to be consistent in everything you do, how to balance life and building. Number 6, take advantage of motivational tools. There are times when the body will be so good to do anything, and your heart of hearts, your mind will be telling you, okay, I can't do anything again. You will strive, and you will try your possible best to do that thing, yet you can't do it. At that point, it's time to retrieve. It's time to sit down, have a rethink, pick up those motivational quotes and run with it. Build yourself in your secret place. Then when you are done, you will find the strength to keep striving forward. You will find the strength to be more consistent, and you'll be I'm speaking from experience, and it's not something I've not gone through. Whatever I tell you here, to a good percentage, I've gone through them, so I know what I'm saying. So let me give you some tips to run with whenever you find yourself at that position where I don't want to keep moving forward. I'm tired, I'm fed up. There are a lot of people that say, I'm fed up of life, I don't know what to do, I just want to be on my own. In short, this consistency thing is draining, I don't want to do it again. Well, these few tips will help you. Number 1, remember to take breaks. Just like I said, always find time to rest, because there sometimes all these things will be so overwhelming that you don't know what to do again. Take breaks, find time to rest. Take breaks during the day, especially. Try to cool off. Remember that you are working with a long-term goal and not a short-term goal. Stop doing. Think of how good you are going to feel when you achieve that goal. Then it will keep you going. When you think of, or when you start imagining things that, yes, you see yourself in your desired place, your desired position, something from within will just keep pushing you. Stand up, get up, and do it. The strength will come from nowhere, even though the body is not willing, even though the spirit is not willing. The strength will just come from nowhere, and you just see yourself increase your knowledge about yourself. At that point is when to discover yourself the more, know what works for you more. Read, widen your horizon, and you know that yes, by the time you are out, you are ready to give it all it takes to be consistent on that goal, whatsoever it takes. A lot of people default us to this because they want to please everybody. Sorry, you can't please everybody. Even yourself, you can't please yourself. So how then do you want to please your neighbor? Make promises you can only keep. Don't make promises that will drain you, that you will use your blood before you can make that promise, before you can keep that promises. No, make promises you can keep. Don't promise someone ₦1,000,000 when you know you don't even have ₦1,000. Be realistic when you're making promises. Don't just make promises. And also, as I will say, don't make promises when you are so happy. No. Some people, someone does something for you, be so happy with the person, like you're very happy, and you just say, I will do this thing for you. You know, people hold on to our word so well than we think. Then when the person comes back to you and be like, you said you're going to, and you start thinking, when did I tell you that? Then it becomes a problem. And then you now say, oh, so I want to tarnish your image, you want to keep to that promise. Then you start looking for ways to keep to that promise, whereas you could have copied that. Number 8, make efforts to reward yourself. I've said this in one of the videos I made. Always reward yourself. Always tell yourself, yes, I can do it. Yes, I did. At every achievement you make, always reward yourself. Reward yourself. I guess it was when I said I did a video on how to be consistent. Yeah. Reward yourself, no matter how little. If you are aiming for 100 and you've gotten 20 or you've gotten 30, reward yourself. Tell yourself, call your name. Oluwashi, well done. You've done this. You've tried. But in doing that, don't slack. Yes. Reward yourself. Don't mind what people say. Reward yourself. There's a way it brings this happiness from within, and that happiness drives you, because it's whatsoever you are happy doing that gives you driving force. Your happiness is one of the things that give you driving force in life. Different steps to achieving a goal. That's why I say you should be realistic when you're setting goals, and also plan. So when you've planned, you would know, okay, at this point I should have gotten this, at this point I should have gotten this. If at the first quarter of the year you said you want to achieve this, you want to achieve something, and you are nearly achieving it, congratulate yourself at least for the step you've gotten to. Don't beat yourself and say, oh, I know I can't do this thing. Don't speak negative things to yourself. Always be positive at all times. Yeah, my final thoughts on how to be consistent in everything you do. I would say, be realistic in all. Be realistic. Be real. Be realistic. Up your consistency. Thank you very much for staying through to the end of this series. It was a whole lot. I know you got something from this, and if you know you've not watched any, you've not seen any of these videos, check the description bar below and get a lot. Yeah, get premium. You might have gotten this from somewhere else, but yeah, get all you need. Thank you very much. See you soon in my next video. Also remember to like this video, subscribe, share to your friends, and thank you very much.